I've never been much of a homebody. As a little girl, I always had dreams of seeing the world. I started to live this out in high school, from solo cross-country trips to visit family in Washington, to college tours in California. This trend has continued as I've been studying at the University of Portland and recently in Australia as well. I used to attribute my global wanderings to my parents. They have placed high value on travel and new experiences in their own lives and have in turn passed that value on to me. But I've learned firsthand that there's way more to it than simply uprooting yourself whenever an attractive opportunity comes along. I would have crashed and burned long, long ago if I continued believing that I was going to new places purely by my own ambition. Over the past few years, I've learned that it's by God's hands that I've ended up the places I've been and with the people that I can now call family. A family is a group of people who share ancestry, common living space, or beliefs. Everyone has a family through bloodline, and some are lucky enough to have non-relatives that they have always considered family. I'm personally fortunate enough to have close friends from school and my church family here at Happy Corner. A family supports, unconditionally loves, and listens to its members. I found that the mark of a true family is when you have found people that are incredibly difficult to leave behind. But I was called to join God's family. Sure, I'd already been baptized and was a member of the body of Christ. But God was trying to push me outside of the boundaries of my current life in order to reach new people and see life from a new perspective. At first, I credited this to myself. I thought, I'm brave, I'm different. I'm going to go to this work camp in Los Angeles, to this camp in Virginia, to college in Portland, to speak at National Young Adult Conference, to study abroad in Australia. I could easily brag about this rap sheet, and I think that initially I secretly enjoyed doing just that. But thank the good Lord that He opened my eyes to my own pride and the actual meaning of my travels. Jacob was journeying by himself when God appeared to him in a dream. Elijah was alone when he followed the Lord's advice in the wilderness. Mary and Joseph were far from any familiar family when they welcomed Christ into the world. This is no coincidence. It's all to say that God calls us out of the ordinary and commonplace when He needs to speak to us. Great realization and learning occur when we are out of our comfort zones, far from what we've known. I can't say that I've undergone any drastic stall to fall conversions, but venturing on my own has allowed me to hear God's voice in His unconventional plans more clearly. Most importantly, it's allowed me to slowly discover my place in God's greater family. When I decided to live and work in Virginia for the summer, it was more than making a bold choice to leave home. It was about becoming family with other young adults who had a common mission of ministering to campers under a common leader, God. In Portland, I found family in faith groups on campus, my Catholic best friends as we wrestled with questions about broader Christianity together, and those who I've sweat and labored with for God's glory. I've discovered family in our wider denomination as I've matured from National Youth Conference to Young Adult Conference and beyond, like my impending adventures with the Youth Peace Travel Team. I've seen more than my fair share of mountains, beaches, and sunsets, and I'm genuinely lucky to have been the places I've been and have so many places I can call home. But I would be a lost and lonely wanderer if it weren't for God's family that welcomes me wherever I go. More than I am a daughter or sister, a member of Happy Corner, or a student at the University of Portland, I owe my allegiance to God's family. It's full of people who may seem like strangers, but with a little bit of obedience, faith, and courage from the Lord, I have found familial ties stronger than I've ever known before.